I can see some few people coming on. Yeah, 16 views already. All right, good. I have a couple of people coming on. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you find yourself in the world. I hope my video or my sound quality is good, and I hope Russia does not hack my phone. So basically, I'm coming on live because we're having this crucial January 2 peaceful walk, also called Power, in Cameroon and elsewhere in the world. On this particular day, everybody, every Cameroonian, every West Cameroonian or Southern Cameroonian or English-speaking Cameroonian or Pidgin-speaking Cameroonian would be making this peaceful walk across the globe. So it will be the largest peaceful protest ever organized by any sovereign country. And it should be very peaceful, and that is why I'm coming online to explain some facts or fielding some questions concerning this very great walk. So it will be a symbolic walk because for the very first time we'll be voicing out our complaints, that is in a very peaceful way, by carrying some banners, just papers, not anything hard. Papers, just papers. So you can write federalism or independence on the dialogue table. So you should seek ye first federalism, as the consortium says, and every other thing will be added onto you. So I'll be feeding in some questions. This particular video will not be to talk. It will be for you to air your grievances, or probably if you have any concern or rumors that you may want it to be crippled. So yes, Manoron Mantaya, thanks very much. I can see a couple of people coming online. Yeah, good morning there, Emmanuel Lee. Yes, I'll go straight away to the questions, so let's stop our greetings for now. All right, good. Let me go straight away to the questions. I'll be picking up some few questions. If you have any question, let me know. So basically, while waiting for the questions, as I can see it running, I can see the comments running while waiting for the questions. Yeah, no uniforms. So I guess everyone has looked through my page. That's my page, Tapang Tanku. The other page, I think it should be active now, but I think I'll be using this page for now, just to clear the air here. I have two pages, Tapang Ivo Tanku, and I have the other one, which was a backup, Tapang Tanku. And this is the page I'm using right now, Tapang Tanku. So I think I'll be continuing with this page for some key reasons, which I will explain. This particular page, I created this page a few days ago, and I noticed that people who were sending me friends requests are all Cameroonians, and they are all interested in what is happening in the country. The other page I've been running for the past couple of years have been mixed. My friends who are living abroad, some other people, some researchers, and even United Nations workers and whatever, they are all in that other page, and that creates or that limits other people from sending me friends requests. So by this particular page, at least I know that I'm dealing with Cameroonians and who are interested in the Cameroon crisis and who want their grievances to be heard or dialogue to happen or whatever. So I think I will continue with this page, but notwithstanding, I will try to redirect everybody who's been following me on Tapang Ivo Tanku to come to this particular page. So I appreciate all the efforts you've been doing so far, and I think we can forge ahead if we are united. So so someone says, where is the okay, let me just get to the question straight away. The biggest says, where will the march in Limbe start? Yeah, in a moment, Baramak, Achiri Bermondo and I will be releasing the location of all the location for where the protest will be holding. We have a couple of towns, we have a couple of volunteers, because we want volunteers. We are not appointing people to do that. It should be voluntary. We are not forcing you. It's a strike is something voluntary. So you have the right to strike, you have the right not to strike. So we want volunteers, and those volunteers who will be leading in the towns. You don't need to travel from Kumbo to Bamenda to join the protest. Wherever you find yourself, you're good to go. So basically, if you find yourself in Bengui, or you find yourself in Nja, or you find yourself in Kar, or you find yourself in Jakiri or Tatum, just be there. You don't need to come to Kumbo or the main center or the main town to do this protest. So wherever you find yourself, you should be very comfortable. But you should opt to be a volunteer if you wish. And if you're the volunteer, please print out the rules of engagement. They are all on my page. print out these rules of engagement and make sure before the protest starts, you rally the people and you read out the rules of engagement. So if anyone wants to violate any rule, the crowd should quickly just hold him or call the police on him to pick him out, because people are here risking their lives, and it's been rumored and security concerns are growing that the police, the Boko gendarmes or the police haram are infiltrating these crowds or are seeking to infiltrate the crowd, and they'll be dressed in civil or like uncivil or in civilian wears or whatever. So they are the ones who want to foil this plan, this very great motive, this very great initiative. So we should not allow any violence whatsoever to happen on this particular day. So I suggest that all the leaders who have volunteered to take part in this protest should quickly read these rules of engagement. Please share them as wide as possible. And in a very special way, I want to thank Ivo Williams Jesus. I don't know where it comes to the word Jesus. So I want to thank him for doing this rules of engagement in Pidgin English. So basically, it will drive me to my point 2. Point 2 is that everyone should act as a public relations officer. We cannot successfully manage a crisis, even in communications management or communications crisis management or whatever. You cannot successfully manage a crisis if everyone involved in that crisis is not a public relations officer. So basically, we, as public relations officer, you speak the truth, but not all of the truth. That is the rule of the game. But here is the fact. If we have rules that are binding, that are self-enforcing, then we should, in our own little way, not expect Baramak or Achiri Bermondo or Solomon Amabo or Tapang Ivo or some other person to be reading out these rules. No. You should take out these rules and in your own little corner, or even in your household or whatever, share the information, discuss with your people, tell them this is what is happening. You should do like this, you should do like that. We have to trickle the least bit of information right down to the grandmothers. And that is why I started doing Pidgin. I started doing videos in English, but I switched to Pidgin. And Pidgin is a common language that every English-speaking Cameroonian understands. So when Chiruma Bakari says his three daughters all are Anglophones because they speak fluent, in his own words, fluent English, I would go further to say Anglophones are those who speak Pidgin English. So if his daughters also speak Pidgin English, then they are all Anglophones. So basically, would they all talk Pidgin English, and now why that would be the Anglophone them? Even Francophone, the way they talk English, they need to even understand Pidgin. You understand? So all we they talk Pidgin. So now you way I don't do video. Say may video go for all sites. May any man way it for any site for Cameroon may understand what language. It no go cost you anything if you just stop for 3 seconds or 2 seconds for play and for so Okada rider say, bo, see the video. I want to make you watch me the video. It go send a very strong message, because now the people in that way they get grievance for their heart, and when some kind of protest they happen, they go for street violence they ever come out because they know if you manage their anger. So now you forbid the public relations officer, that massa talk we go try for encourage everybody say no, now so it happen, now rule number 1 this, now rule number 2 this, now rule number 3 this. Exactly. So thank you very much everybody who's been doing this. Please, thank you very much. And I also guess that the bushfallers who are around the corner in Cameroon should also distribute these videos, because you have phones, you have smartphones, and you have the broadband width, or you have the internet connections. Please go to those villages as you're going to the villages to visit your grandmothers or your parents or whosoever, your relatives. Spread the message widely. Spread the message. You are the public relations officer. You are the leader of the strike. Everyone is a leader. Everyone is sitting on an equal platform. Ivo is not above anybody. I'm even far below. I'm below than you watching me right now. So you are the bigger leader. Please share the message. Always spread the message. Spread the message. We are winning this thing online. We are not winning on the streets. We are winning bigly. I would explain why we are winning. The regime is crumbling. For the very first time, Mr. Buea has not left the country in 2 months. He has not left the country. He is afraid of his own security. And we are winning. I will explain all of this. All right, let me pick up some questions because I like talking. All right, very correct. Nico Mule says, my only issue For us to have a leader, I mean someone to represent the whole rebellion. This is not a rebellion. Please stop using words like rebellion. No, this is not a rebellion. Please investigate on your words before you use them. This is not a rebellion. This is a peaceful protest. This is a very peaceful protest. It is a non-regime change seeking agenda. It doesn't seek to topple the regime. It is non-partisan. It has nothing to do with politics. It has nothing to do with SDF, CPDM, or whatever. It is only a youth-led protest. I will call it youth-led because in Cameroon, less than 4% of Cameroonians are above the age of 55, which means that 60 or 96% of us, we are all below 55 years. Majority fall between the age of 18 and 40. We are all youths and we are all online. Do the sample yourself and see the ages. I mean, you would see for yourself. So basically, this is a youth-led protest. This is not a rebellion. Do not send the wrong signals to the regime to kill us because they think it's a rebellion. I don't know who is using that word, but please stop. Use the right words. This is a peaceful protest, and we are seeking for dialogue. We are seeking for a change in political system of government, which means either federalism or independence. Someone questions why I use the word I am always emphasizing on federalism. Of course, if you don't believe in federalism, it means you don't believe in the consortium. Because the consortium, which we all bury our leadership on them, we used to all agree on them, which we all fund them, which we all believe in them, believe in one thing, federation, and not even independence or secession. So if you are standing on their, oh, Ivo, stop this independent or your federation thing and come to independence, it means you have your own leadership. So tell me, who is your leader? Or who is your organization? Who is your leading organization? I am here to represent two things. I'm representing both federation and independence. Because at this stage, I don't believe we should be dividing ourselves. We have to be united. And we should not be looking at each other's like, oh, this guy is not of a PAP, he's not of SDF, he's not of CPDM. No, we should look at ourselves as pidgin-speaking Cameroonians. Let me not use English-speaking. Pidgin speaking. If you talk pidgin, then more identify like pidgin. Forget about anything like federation, independence, and the rest. More we go together because we will never agree on all of these. That is democracy you're seeking. If you're seeking to build a country, then it should start from yourself. So you should believe in other people's ideas, because the same strategies I put out there works for both federalism and independence. The same strategies we all endorse works for both federalism and independence. So keep your ideologies aside. Those are just childish ways of reasoning. So Prince Collins says we can't. Oh, let me take some questions, please. I'm sorry, I'm talking too much. Okay, let me take some questions. Communicate. Yeah, of course. Okay, Tanto says we all need parents to come in massively. Yeah, Tanto Lionel. Thank you very much, Tanto. We all need parents. Our parents should come in. And how do our parents come in? By sharing our pidgin messages. We should be the public relations officers. All right. Let me get to Etia Val says, please share. Yeah, of course, you should share the video widely. If you want me to speak in pidgin, I feel talk with pidgin, so I don't get no problem for the talk with pidgin. I know say francophone that the year we now so bad, I get to quote to my language then. So restoration of our independence is what we want. It's what you want. It's what you want. Other people also want federation. Vivian Tani. Other people want federation. If you want it, say it's what I want. Nobody stops you from having your own view. If other people want federation, say it is what I want. Collectively, we move and we fight for our own goals. At minimum, if we have the federation, it is good. At maximum, if we have the independence, it is good. So between federation and independence is what we want. Look at that wave. Look at that frequency. So there is not, we need women. I believe in women. Yeah, that's right. I contacted the president of the consortium saying people are saying that we need women in the consortium. He said he's working on that because, of course, we need to be gender balanced. So in a very few days from now, the new consortium membership or whatever will be released and women will be well represented. And you know, in Cameroon, just 31.1% of women are represented in politics. So we need more women in politics in Cameroon. All right, courage. Let me go straight up something. Nick Mueller, we need a leader. We cannot have a rebellion without a leader. I think we have answered that question. Let me take some other question. Please explain to them no flag or t-shirts. Of course, we need no flags or t-shirts. This is the concept why we need no flags or t-shirts. Cameroon is an anocracy when you look at the Polity4. Polity4 is the database where you use to analyze if a country is democratic or anocratic or autocratic. So it is a scale between -6 to +10 or something. Yeah. So from democracy is like +6 above to 10. Cameroon is an anocracy. It's transitioning to democracy. But it has never transitioned in the first place. And this is it's a very autocratic regime. I mean, very despotic, brutal, tyrannic, and everything. If you think you can burn flags in America and go free, which is a democracy because they allow freedoms of expressions and the rest. If you think you can do that in America or stand on a flag in the West and go free, in Cameroon you cannot do that. Do not be deceived by what you see on pictures, or do not be deceived by what you see on the videos and whatever. If you notice, the police becomes very aggressive when you burn a flag or when you hoist a flag in Cameroon. Whether you think Cameroon, you can hoist 3 million flags on the same day in Cameroon, it will never give you the independence. You can hoist 5 million flags on the same day in Cameroon, it will never give you the restoration or whatever you're looking at. So don't think this January 2nd March or January 2 March or whatever is a march for independence. No. It is a march to express your grievance. It is not, don't think that you will gain independence on that. No. Fafa, clean that mentality out from your brain. Please, this is a peaceful and non-violent march to express grievances. That means that this march will one carry an ass, or this waka will one carry, I mean, just a walk. It's a sport walk. I'll call it a sport walk. It now just for express your grievance. So just to say, where I suffer for this country. I suffer. I want federation. I want to make the government here with for federation or independence, or you call it secession. I just want that these two things then. Don't carry anything concerning bad roads or schools. There are no jobs. There are nothing. No. Seek ye first federation, as I always say, and all good things will be added to you. If you want to seek ye first independence, okay, all good things will be added to you. So carry only these two. Don't carry anything like Buea must go. That is where the police becomes very aggressive. Please share this message. If you are living abroad, it's a simple call. Call a family back home and tell him, and tell those families, and tell your mother, your relative. No carry any banner say Buea must go. No carry any banner say we must fight. No carry any banner. You can just say resistance, or you can use Weber's words, resistance. Or where injustice becomes the law, resistance becomes something. Exactly. Just use simple words. Simple words. In a moment, I'll explain what is federalism and I will explain what is independence. Let me answer some questions. What happens after the protest? We have a series of strategies after the protest, Anderson Salvatore. We have a series of strategies after the protest. So one step at a time, of course, just be patient. But let's look forward to this big objective ahead of us. Prince Carr says, one bullet. Oh, come on. This thing goes up. Anyway. Let me take a few questions. Your right friend keeps saying Buea must go. No, of course, Buea, it's not a matter of Buea must go. What will happen on the days to follow after the march? Of course, we have a series of strategies. I will do a video on that. Please, Ivo, how are the PTA teachers and lawyers going to survive financially? I think so far, if you've been following my page, we've been having a series of debates on how we can fund the lawyers and teachers and consortium. So I think next week we'll start a GoFundMe campaign with your authority, with your approval. We can jointly start this campaign. It will be, believe me, it will be very transparent as possible. You will see every little bit of transaction that can sustain the consortium. It will go directly to the consortium, and the consortium receiving this money will post the receipts of exactly what they received. You who is paying or raising these funds, you will see exactly how your funds are being used. So it goes directly to the consortium, and the consortium members are the ones on the field, and they know exactly how to manage the money and keep themselves running financially. So that should be cleared by next week. Why are we carrying the message of federalism or independence? Why are we carrying the message? Prince, I think if maybe you're following this protest just now, why are you asking why are you carrying the message? What message should we be carrying? That Buea must go? That's wrong. All right. Kiawi Zeb says some want federation and some want total independence. So what's the way forward? So let's put it in a vote. If you followed my post on the other page, I did the largest, I think, the largest online poll ever conducted in Cameroon. I had about 30,000 views, 30,000 votes, which was all credible. I did every statistical analysis to prove that there was no multiple voting. I did the G-power test. I ran the regressions, and the polls and the results are all available on my page. I can still repost them. In fact, I did everything to make sure that it was statistically very, very not biased. Basically, about 79% or nearly 80% of Cameroonians voted for independence. Others voted for federalism, about 28% or so. But it should not allay the fear, because this was only a simulation of the 1961 referendum. Notwithstanding, you can have two rational and two logical options, but one can be impractical at the moment. At the moment, to have federalism or to have independence or secession is an impractical option. It's not feasible at the moment. It can come in the long run, but at this moment, it is not feasible. Federalism right now is feasible. That is a fact. But both options are both rational and both options are logical. So, if you are sick, this is a painkiller. Federalism is a painkiller because, as I will always repeat myself, federalism, you have two structures. You have the national government and you have the state or the provincial or the regional governments. So basically, the national government controls the international affairs, you call it diplomacy, and the military. The local governments or the state, at the state or at the regional level or at the provincial level, as Bamenda or whatever you may want to call it, they control everything, including taxes. So it's some kind of a devolution of power, where power is given down to the people and not a state-centric structure. So basically, if you have or you negotiate well for federalism, you have a power alternation, where in a Cameroon construct, where we have two ethnic divides or two linguistic groups, English and French people, power alternates from the French people to the English people. And once the English people, we Cameroonians, Anglophone, West Cameroonian or Southern Cameroonians, will get the federalism, will get the power, will get the president, then of course we ask for independence. Because we, the president, we say, okay, now one independence. And because we have that power, we have that military, we have that diplomacy, nothing can stop us. So that is the best way, the easiest step towards independence. If you are so rational about, independence, now how do you want to get the independence? Tell me, to fight on the streets? Really? It cannot work. You cannot beat them. So join them. If you don't want to join them, then seek for the independence. For the federation. So it's as simple as that. So they have the military, they have the diplomacy, they have the France and everything. We are just a few people. We are not even half of their population. You want to fight them? And in this globalized age, where people can pay visas to go to Dubai for 15 years, where to get a visa to go to China, they even dash you the visa. Do you want to risk your life fighting in Cameroon than to go somewhere else and seek a better life? It is not feasible. Use other strategies towards change. And that is why fighting online is even winning. And it's confusing the whole system. And it's convoluting the whole regime. So basically, there are other strategies towards don't believe in street battles. No, street battles don't help today. I've repeated myself over and over. I will not repeat myself. Please go down to my page and read. So let me take a few questions. Ivo, I was saying that students have to get involved because lawyers and teachers are actually fighting our fight. They are sacrificing a lot. Of course, university students, don't involve primary school students or how do you call them, pupils or whatever into this fight. Anybody below the university level should be left at home. People who should be involved directly in this struggle are those who are at home, like our parents, those who are in the university who are mature enough. And it's a very non-violent protest. Non-violent. Quote me, since day one, I've been saying this, and I've been insisting on this. Non-violent, no to regime change. All right. Let me get some questions. You're right about that you have international organizations behind them. Yeah, of course. France is behind Buea strongly. Buea can sit here and dismiss the minister in France. That's what Bongo was doing. Bongo was influencing politics in France. They gain a lot. They gain a lot from Cameroon. So there is no way you can win. You can win. Let nobody fool you. Please, I cannot lie to you. There is no way I can lie to you. Why should I lie to you in the first place? There is no way. Ivo, believe me, I cannot lie to you. It is impractical at this moment to get independence than federalism. Federalism is the best way you can win this struggle at the moment. It's the painkiller. And once you get the federalism and you negotiate so well on that dialogue table for power alternation, where power in that federalism leaves from francophone to anglophones, you can easily get your independence. That is the secret. You are forcing me to tell you secrets online. When I tell you, you still come and ask me, oh, Ivo, you have to stop this independence thing. You have to stop this federalism thing. Why you have to discuss with your friends, let them tell you the secrets. I don't want to be telling you things soon, like Chiruma Bakari the other day when I put up the 3 steps towards independence. The following I think 2 days later, Chiruma Bakari went on air. That was 4 weeks ago. He went on air to say, oh, these guys are using the pretext that federalism will give them independence. Of course, because probably he read that. The regime follows my page. So you're forcing me to be revealing secrets. Please grow up. Just try to read. Just try to follow people once and for all and stop these little battles. The fight is against the political system ahead of us. Yeah, you're picking fights with your brothers and sisters. Oh, you must come to federalism. You must come to independence. That's so childish of you. The same strategies we are using here wins for all of us. Okay. I'm not answering anything concerning federalism or independence. It is your right to whether you want to be a federalist or an independent, whatever. It's your right. But believe me, West Cameroon is part of Cameroon. West Cameroon is still part of Cameroon. But all we are seeking for is our restoration. We want to either restore ourselves or want to be part of the federal system, or we want to get a good federal deal. So I'm not going to that kind of history anymore, because I believe wherever you are in the world, you're using a Cameroon ID card. Wherever you are in the world, you're using a Cameroon passport, or you left Cameroon with a Cameroon passport. Wherever you are in the world, you left Cameroon with a Cameroon passport, whether you are Anglophone or Francophone, meaning that the world recognizes you as a Cameroonian. But what we are not recognized in Cameroon is our equality. We are not equal. And that is why we are fighting to be equal. And we will fight and fight till the day we get independence at maximum or we get federalism at minimum. So what can you tell us about the destruction of the statue yesterday in Douala? I just saw that in passing. I just saw that in passing. It was not kind of an interest to me. But to me, I think the bigger fight, I'm looking at the bigger picture. I'm not looking at all of these statues being raised. But of course, if it starts in Douala, we get the people. Douala is the key, is a hotbed for this protest. So what is your take on the destruction of the statues in Douala? I think Edwin have answered that question. Humble Simon says, please, I think we should also carry placards like we need the UN to come. Of course, we need the UN. That's so humble of you, Humble Simon. He's saying that we should carry placard like we need the UN to come. We need the UN. Of course, we need that. Thank you very much. A brilliant suggestion. Sampak says, I love your courage, bro. Keep your work. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for uniting the people. Yeah. I'm getting some questions. Please just keep your thanks. Let's get the questions straight away, because there are so many rumors and we need to cripple them. So what's your take on the destruction of the statue? I think I've answered this question. Let me go to the other questions. Please, Ivo, leave emphasis organized on the approach to any media that shows up on a group or whatever. Let any media agents be directed only to a group of leaders so that they can speak in love. Oh yeah, very brilliant comment. At this moment, as we are transitioning towards 2017, I think any meeting that should be held whatsoever in West Cameroon should be with the consortium. We've been having a series of divisions or splinter groups popping up from left to right. We should now tell the gangster regime that we are united through our consortium and that we believe in our consortium. If you want to organize any meeting, it should not be anymore with teachers. It should not be anymore with lawyers. It should be members of the consortium, so that they sit in that meeting and we forge a way ahead. We are tired of fighting. In fact, we will fight and fight, but I'm telling you, at some point we are switching gears. So 2017, if any media organization or whosoever, local press or whatever, don't interview Tasang, don't interview Bobga or whatever. Go to the president, aim at the president of the consortium and interview. because we are not here to be dividing whether it's a teacher's protest or a lawyer's protest. So the local media should know exactly, especially our local media, they should know exactly our talking heads. Our talking head here is Barrister or Dr. Barrister Bala. So that is him. That is Barrister Agbo. So if he's the one to delegate authority, or it's called what we call delegation of authority. He's the one to delegate authority to another person below him to either grant the interview. So basically, I don't even want him to be talking because that is our own precedent. Just like Mr. Buea is keeping his silence, I don't want Barrister Agbo to be talking. So he should delegate the authorities to some other people to be talking, but within that consortium. Maybe Dr. Fontem, who is good at talking. So Dr. Fontem could talk or field in questions, but not our president, Barrister Bala. So thank you. It's a very good one. I think I will inform the journalists to go through that. Okay, the teachers and lawyers should start following us online. Yeah, of course. They should join us. They're no longer powers to Tasang and the rest. Tasang is part of the consortium. He should respect the president, Bala, of that consortium. So he should give everything, teachers, whatever, to that consortium. Because over the months, it is proven that the regime would not listen to the teachers and would not listen to the lawyers. Now they must listen to the consortium. So we are on this path towards victory. I can see victory coming. It's a matter of patience. You are taking it by force or forget or something, whatever. All right. Can the consortium and Mosaic unite? This is my humble take about political parties. I don't know about this one of Mosaic or whatever. If you think you want to join the consortium, nobody stops you. You have the right to join the consortium, but you don't have the right to join the consortium as an individual. If you're a political party, I suggest that you can form a winning coalition and elect somebody to represent you at that consortium. If you are a religious leader, you can form a winning religious whatever, or you can form a group of religious leaders and elect someone to represent you. Because politics and religion are very divisive in this world. So, if you have more than 250 opposition parties in English-speaking Cameroon or in Pidgin-speaking Cameroon or in West Cameroon, and you want to just pick up one person to sit in that consortium, wrong. The other people will revolt and it will destroy the struggle. So, if they really want to be part of the consortium, they should join, come together. They should bury their grievances, because it was so hard for FACLA and the Northwest Lawyers Association to come together and form a consortium. So too, it should be the same for political parties. Keep your grievances aside. If you still have your grievances, then you're not part of this struggle. If Frundi and Ayapol and Kawala and all of the others, Prince Ekoso or whatever, cannot bury their grievances and elect one person to represent them at that consortium, then they have a problem. It's not the consortium that has a problem. It is you, the opposition leader, who has a problem. And you have a problem of greed. So bury your grievances, come together, form a winning political coalition that will even form a threat to Bia's regime. Then we go straight away to the consortium to be represented. You can still have 5 representatives from the winning political opposition, whatever, or the coalition. As simple as that. Same thing for the religious leaders. Get the biggest religious denominations, Catholic, Press, Baptist, Muslims, or whatever. Form a movement. You can get a Muslim or an Imam. You can get even Kadinatumi to represent whatever. But it should be a collection of religious groups that have elected someone to represent their views in that consortium. And we move ahead. The same thing if you are SCNC, you want to be part of, get all these factions, group yourself, and you join the consortium. Don't think you can sit and impose, oh, we need this person. How do you call it? Bob Guy is out. You see, the consortium is weak. The consortium is a very strong body. It has never flagged in any way. It is the most strong organization we have at the moment. And we give them the power. All right, Bro Tapang, we have to put 2 things on that table, federalism or independence. Of course, we need that. All right, I just need questions, please. That's right. If they can get a person to represent the opposition, then they are failed. Of course, the opposition parties in Cameroon have been failing us since 1990. SDF started very strong. If you look at the graph, you plot the graph, not even on the regression table for SDF failures, it's been declining. It's a very steep regression curve. Very steep. A regression line is so steep. So it's been failing. The opposition parties in Cameroon have been multiplying. In 2007, according to Debussy Tande, there were 207 opposition parties in 2007. At the moment, since the start of this year, I've been taking my time painstakingly to count the opposition parties in Cameroon. I've counted so far 149 political candidates who are standing or who want to challenge Biya at the 2018 election. Wrong. I mean, 149 candidates. I have the list. I published the list. 149 who have openly voiced their intention to challenge Biya in 2018. Do you think you can win in such a cacophony? Impossible. So you should group yourself, form a willing political coalition, and elect somebody who can represent you at that consortium, or even stand against Biya in 2018. Should we have federation? So, if the opposition parties cannot bury their differences and elect, of course, the same applies for Fronti, it applies for Ayapol, it applies for Kawala, it applies for Prince Ekoso, it applies for everybody. Don't think that you have a bigger voice because you have years of experience. Don't think you have a bigger voice because you are the main opposition party. Lies. Everybody is equal. Everyone, every political party is rational and is equal because we are all political parties and we have our own leaders. I am not a politician, but I look at things as a solution-oriented critic. So, the Frenchman is drunk with power centralized in the DNA or whatever. Biya, that's Chris Mokon. All right, thanks. Let me get some other questions. We have a civil society to give the consortium the power. Of course, we are the civil society. Think big, Ivo. You're always talking about federalism or whatever. When Biya, let me get it. About federalism when Biya is dying. And what is our way forward? I'm disappointed. What are you disappointed in Baku? Really? That you're disappointed? That you're always talking about federalism when Biya is dying, when Biya is denying it? Okay. What is it? No, you don't expect, this is a fact. In a fight, you don't expect the other people to give up so easily. That is a fact. If I'm fighting with you, I don't expect you to just give up easily. Especially when the resistance is tough. For Biya to be denying, it means that he is facing a tough time with us. Don't expect Biya to give in easily. He would put up his best of his resistance before he finally caves in, or before he finally dies, or before he finally gives up, or before he finally throws in the gloves, or throws out the gloves into the ring. So basically, this is a fact. This struggle has been only for how many months? I mean, 4 months. 3 months makes just 3 months, and you expect Biya to give in easily. You would fight this battle till the next 1 year. Believe me, this is a long resistance, and that is why we are saying that the GCE should be halted, because it is a long resistance. Baku, this is not an easy fight, and Biya, obviously, as a leader, will not.
When injustice becomes law, resistance becomes a duty. The people of West Cameroon have a duty to resist your oppression.